Hi, welcome to my yoga mat. I'm testing out a little bit of a different format today. We are going to have a video all about this energy reset glow up. I consider myself a self-proclaimed expert at the matter for many reasons. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Marcy. I have PCO, but I'm also a trained holistic practitioner. I've been practicing yoga since around 13. My parents taught me meditation when I was really small, I think still in kindergarten. So holistic practice, energy work have been in my life for a very long time. I'm also a trained craniosacral therapist, so I think I'm qualified to try and show you and give you some advice on what to do if you want to have sort of an energy turnover. I'm doing this today. As I've mentioned in my recent videos, end of the academic year is a pretty stressful time, I think, for everyone, just given exams only. But as an international student, which I am, there's so many questions posed, like, what am I doing in my summer? Where am I spending it? Country-wise and location-wise, and just so many, big sort of, it feels very transitional, I guess is what I am trying to say. So we are actually on my yoga mat. What I want to do is try and show you a few simple steps, practical things you can do to actually feel much better and feel like your energy is in a better place. Before we start, what I want to say is open your window if you can, even if you're somewhere where it's really cold, or if you're watching it in a colder season, let a little air in and drink some water. If you're someone who takes supplements, take your supplements. I'm not gonna mention such basic things in this video as have a meal, drink liquids and stuff like that, but I do think it's of course really important. It's not, it's not even my personal opinion, it's just a fact. So I hope you're doing those things, especially if you're feeling a bit lower. And yeah, I think we're ready to start. The first point is going to be something very fluid and something very personal. So I'm kind of assuming that you're starting this whole process in the morning, because that's what I did, but honestly it could be any time of the day. Basically here we are trying to find a thing, an activity that is going to make you feel like you're sort of getting back to baseline, because I find that in these moments where I'm really stressed out, thrown off, it just kind of feels like the world is falling apart a little bit, and whatever is gonna work for you here and make you feel like you're keeping small promises to yourself, like whatever you've been kind of putting off, or whatever makes you feel like your morning is better. And a few examples I could give you here is meditation. You can even take a shower. I love to do dry brushing in the morning a couple times a week. I love it. You can even take your supplements, as I was talking about earlier. Just do something that's going to give you a little bit of a reset. And I think breath work and meditation are an excellent tool for that. I have some advice and exercises on my TikTok, but there's information about it all over social media. So I really, really recommend you to try. But whatever small thing, it can even be taking a shower, brushing your teeth. It's gonna make you feel like you're sort of getting into this process. It's gonna work. So step 2 is related to movement and physical activity, and this step is gonna be more concrete, and I feel like at this point of the process the steps become a bit interchangeable, as I mentioned before. To me, especially as a person with a condition, one of my main values in life is health, and what comes with that is not only proper nutrition, but also movement and taking care of my body through it. I am a very intentional person, and all kind of exercise I do is very intentional, but here I'm assuming that if you need this reset, you're probably a little bit tired, you might feel sluggish, and what I recommend for this sort of state of being, is yoga. Specifically today I wanted to talk about yoga kundalini, which is kind of my recent discovery. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a background. If you want, you can skip this, but this is how I found out about this kind of yoga. As I said, yoga has been with me through years. I don't want to say my entire life, but I've been doing it since I was 13. And then one of the wellness influencers I followed on Instagram started offering private classes that were like online meetings from this kind of yoga, and I've never really heard of it, which is really interesting because I am an energy worker. This almost sounds like I'm sponsored, but I'm just recommending you something that I'm really passionate about right now. I took one of her classes, sort of these private meetings or like programs, and I kind of fell in love. The whole premise of this is that it's yoga, but you focus on chakras and it's more energy based, as in you're not really stretching that much, and it's just mainly about your breath and conscious movement. Although, don't get me wrong, it can be quite dynamic as well, especially when it comes to the way you breathe. If you've ever done it, you know what I mean. And I find that this kind of yoga is very complementary to my gym routine currently, because I go to the gym very intensely. I started working with weights, and I love it, but I also do miss the intentionality of yoga and stretching. And I think it really balances out my feminine and masculine energy. I needed that other side of the spectrum after doing something. I see gym routines and strength workouts as quite masculine based, and I think I really missed this more feminine type of movement, and yoga kundalini really has been providing that for me. While preparing this video, I also did a practice that you can see me doing right now on the screen. And when I was in this meditative state, something came to me. It was a mantra while I was working on the video as well, and I thought I just need to share it with you, because I wasn't really trying to find an intention, any word, but then this basically affirmation came to me, and I think it's really beautiful. So I'm gonna share it with you now, and you can see if it resonates with you and how it resonates. But I believe if you're this far into the video, I'm almost positive that it does in some way, and I hope you can benefit from it. Maybe that's going to be your affirmation for the day. Okay, so I know I said in the beginning that I wasn't going to tell you to eat a nice meal or drink adequate amounts of water, but this step is about something a bit more than that. You've maybe realized that when it comes to working with your energy state level, it's all about intentionality. So it's more about the intention here versus just the act. It's about comforting yourself. My instincts after any stressful emotional situations, even a more difficult therapy session, would be to drink something warm and comforting. And it is a habit that my mom taught me, and that I carried out of my childhood home, basically, because that's how we would take care of each other when in crisis. We would make each other's tea. And actually, in practice, it's a very simple way to let your nervous system know, okay, I'm fine, I'm safe now. My owner, or this person that's taking care of me, which is you, by the way, we are these people, we have to be like parents to our bodies to a large extent. They're gonna make sure I'm okay and I'm taken care of. It also goes deeper than that though. In areas such as functional medicine, Ayurveda, and Chinese medicine, which, nota bene, I've been raised with the principles of Chinese medicine really close. But it is advised to always choose warm drinks over cold, and specifically ice cold. And it's advised to drink something warm in the morning. It can literally be a glass of warm water with a pinch of salt for hydration. It can be some tea of choice. You guys know that I'm a huge matcha lover, but in case you have any kind of issues with anxiety, please be aware of the caffeine content. And it is advised by research actually and psychiatrists to be even more careful even with regular caffeinated teas for people who are on the more neurotic side. So if you experience any higher level of anxiety, please beware. And specifically, I really strongly advise you to not drink any caffeine on an empty stomach. Just have a meal before, and the warm water is gonna work for you better after just waking up. And just like that, we are coming to the end of the video. My last point is, and you might be surprised, gonna be appearance related, but hear me out. In my opinion, anything you do to your appearance should be done from a perspective of wellness, and I don't think you should try and cover up anything really, or maybe sometimes, but all we're trying to do in this step is just make ourselves feel better, feel the best we possibly can feel. I, for a long time, felt like taking care of my appearance was more vain, and because of PCOS, I struggled with cystic acne for a very long time. So in my head, I kind of thought that enhancing my appearance in any way was bad. Like, I had moral issues with wanting to look my best, but if you think of it as making yourself feel as your higher self, making yourself look, but mainly feel as your best version, like feeling the best you possibly can, like you're showing up for yourself, and therefore you're gonna just show up energetically different to other people as well. I think it makes a massive difference, and I think for me personally it makes me feel more confident, and then I can achieve more because I feel like I'm just giving myself a head start, if that makes sense. So besides hygiene, I would recommend you to, at the end of this process, do whatever makes you feel like you look your best, whatever makes you feel beautiful, powerful, and it doesn't even have to be makeup. You can wear clothes that you really like or a fragrance that you really love. I guess that's not necessarily appearance, but it's like making yourself feel more presentable per se. And to me, it really does rounds. And sometimes I would even wear absolutely no makeup, just do my skincare and wear a really good outfit that made me feel like a goddess and powerful, and that would already turn my day around. Hi, I'm just here to tell you that this video was quite extensive and it took quite a lot of my time to make. I had so much fun, but just in case you liked it, make sure to let me know, show it some love. I just genuinely hope you enjoyed it. I love spending my time creating things, and I hope it translates to the outcome. This is the first time I'm trying this kind of a longer format, so I'm really curious about how it goes. And yeah, thank you for watching.